Hi everyone. I wanted to share with you today the details of somebody who I met online, and you know how sometimes you meet someone and they're just too good to keep to yourself. You have to share them with the world, and that's what I'm doing today. Over on Facebook, one of my friends shared this video with me, and it was 3 minutes long. It was one of those videos that really spoke to my soul. You know, it kind of got me feeling hopeful and inspired and happy, and that warm fuzzy feeling. And it was essentially a short trailer for a documentary which was set out to prove that people are inherently good. And my curiosity was piqued because that's something I've always bought into. So I know that we have media stories in the newspaper, on TV, even in our social media streams that would have us believe that the world is a really dangerous place and the people in it are out to get you or to harm you in some way. And it's really very hard to maintain that focus and that belief, if you like, that, you know, maybe the reality is that 99.9% of people are inherently good. They want to serve, they're very loving, they want to help people or the planet or the animals on it. So Rob, in this video, he travelled to Panama, and he didn't take any money, he didn't have his phone, he had nothing on him whatsoever, and the idea was that he would travel around for a month just relying on the goodness of people to feed him, to give him support and shelter and all that kind of thing. And of course it turned out brilliantly and he was supported. So after I'd watched this video, I was thinking, yeah, who is this guy? Who's this Rob Greenfield? Let me go and check him out. I found his website, and you know, talk about somebody who just feels like they're a kindred spirit. They're just in total alignment with your values and everything that you stand for. I looked at some of his projects. Rob describes himself as an adventurer, a humanitarian, and an activist, and he goes out there into the world creating all these amazing sounding projects to just raise awareness, to connect people, to make the world a better place. And he's done some what I would call zero waste projects. He's very up on the food waste issues that we're facing, and he has been putting out a call to American supermarkets to donate their food rather than dump it. He's travelled around parts of America just existing out of dumpsters and feasting like a king, and you know, feeding other people as well. He's diverted that food that would have ended up being landfilled or incinerated, and he's used it to feed people that need it. And at the end of September, he has this incredible sounding zero waste project that I'm going to be telling you all about. So back in 2009, my family and I set ourselves the challenge that for that year we would accumulate just enough rubbish to only fill one dustbin. And we managed to do that. We had to change our shopping habits. We had to, you know, really think about things before we purchased, and the whole consumerism thing. But we managed to fill just one dustbin for the entire year, which got emptied live on breakfast television. That was quite something, I can tell you. And Rob has got this idea that he's going to be embarking on. I'm not going to tell you what it's about just yet. I will share that with you nearer the time. And it's all about addressing this idea of the out of sight, out of mind. So I don't know about you, but I find that I end up with food waste in the back of the fridge because it gets pushed to the back. Maybe it's not in a clear container. I don't see it. I forget it's there. And then a couple of weeks later, I just think, oh God, what's that smell? And it's something really bad in the back of the fridge that has to be thrown away. And then talking about that whole let's just throw it away, this is one of the things that I share with people that they have reported really, really helps them with the whole mindset thing. And that is just to stop for a moment. When you next throw something away, ask yourself, where is away? Because it isn't this magical place where, you know, fairies come along and turn everything into gold dust. It's an incinerator or a landfill site, the bottom of the ocean, an animal stomach, the litter that you walk by on your way into work and you're tearing your hair about. It's a ship to China. It's always somewhere else. And I've often thought, and I had this discussion with a friend the other day because she brought it up, wouldn't it be amazing if for a week or a month, instead of taking your rubbish and throwing it away, i.e. putting it on the curbside and handing over that responsibility to someone else, we took full responsibility for it. And any landfill waste that we created, we had to bury it in our own back garden. Can you imagine the changes we might suddenly start making? And yes, if you go down the sort of conspiracy, all people are bad, you might talk about fly tipping, but for the majority, the inherently good people who think, gosh, I've actually got to make some choices now, I wonder what choices people would start to make, how they would change their shopping habits, how they would view having to have that next new item. So Rob is going to be doing this, it's so exciting, this challenge that he's going to be doing, the Zero Waste Challenge. I believe he's calling it My Trash. So that's going to give you some kind of clue as to what he's doing. He's going to be taking responsibility for his trash. I'm not going to tell you how he's going to do it just yet. But in the meantime, I'd highly recommend you go and check Rob out for yourself. You're going to love what he's doing. His website is robgreenfield.tv. You can hook up with him on Twitter, which is Rob J. Greenfield, I believe. He's also got an active Facebook page. Or go and look at some of his videos on YouTube, because they're just going to speak to you. They're going to inspire you. They're going to remind you why you're doing what you're doing. And you're just going to have that warm, fuzzy feeling that there's someone out there who's out, leading with this activist idea. I would like to be more of an activist, but I'm not. But there are people like Rob out there who are doing it. They're being the change. They're making the differences in the world, just as we all are. So I wanted to share that with you today. Go and check him out. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for listening, and I'll connect with you again soon.